You know that one song that sneaks into your skull like a rogue hyena at a barbecue, refusing to leave until you've belted it out in the shower at least twice?
Yeah, Toto's Africa, that earworm that's outlasted perms, leg warmers, and most of the band's original hairlines.
It's the track that turns grocery store aisles into impromptu karaoke zones, where even the most stoic shopper suddenly channels their inner David Paich, crooning about rains and mountains like they've got a personal grudge against drought. But beneath those glossy synths and that chorus that's catchier than a cold in a kindergarten, there's a tangled web of half-baked inspirations, studio squabbles, and enough cultural chaos to make you wonder if the whole thing was cooked up in a fever dream. Stick around because we're about to unearth the skeletons in this savannah closet, secrets that might just make you hit replay with a fresh side-eye. Let's rewind to the late 70s, when Toto was less a band and more a supergroup of session wizards who'd backed everyone from Boz Scaggs to Steely Dan, basically the musical mercenaries of LA. Picture David Paich, the keyboard whiz with a mustache that screamed, "I own a yacht," hunkered down in his parents' house. Yes, the dude was pushing 30 and still crashing at mom and dad's. One sleepless night, he's flipping channels like a man possessed, lands on some grainy documentary about Africa's woes, famine, strife, the whole heartbreaking montage. No, he hadn't set foot on the continent. His closest brush was probably ordering Ethiopian takeout. But bam, inspiration strikes harder than a rogue elephant. He starts hammering out that iconic keyboard riff on his trusty piano, the one that sounds like it's summoning spirits from the Serengeti. "I hear the drums echoing tonight," he scribbles, those words popping from visions of tribal rhythms he'd only seen on TV, a nod to the pounding heart of a land he'd romanticized from afar. It's poetic, right? Or is it just a white guy in California projecting his wanderlust onto a place he'd Googled if Google existed back then? Either way, that line sets the tone, mysterious, rhythmic, and vaguely exotic, like ordering curry but asking for mild. Now, enter Jeff Porcaro, the drumming dynamo and Paich's co-conspirator, who lays down those grooves that make your hips twitch involuntarily. Jeff's beats are the backbone, echoing those imagined African drums with a shuffle that's equal parts rock precision and world music flair. But here's the kicker. They weren't aiming for authenticity. It was more like a sonic postcard from a tourist who'd never left the gift shop. Paich admits the lyrics are from the perspective of some lovesick fool gazing at Kilimanjaro, blessing the rains as if he could wave a wand and fix it all. "I bless the rains down in Africa, that gem?" Straight from the doc's imagery of parched lands and desperate aid workers. Paich saw suffering and spun it into a hopeful mantra, but critics later roasted it as colonial kitsch, like slapping a bumper sticker on imperialism. What if, though? What if those rains were literal, and the song's secretly about a weatherman gone rogue in the Sahara? Nah, but it does make you chuckle. Here's a band turning National Geographic into a Billboard smash, proving geography class was never this funky. Fast forward to 1982, and Toto's staring down the barrel of their fourth album, aptly named Toto Thorv because creativity was reserved for the music, not the titles. The pressure's on. Their previous records had flopped harder than a fish on dry land, and the label's breathing down their necks like an overzealous gym coach. Sessions are tense, egos clashing, perfectionism running rampant. These guys were pros, but that meant endless takes, with Paich obsessing over every note like it owed him money. Africa wasn't even supposed to be on the record. It was a last-minute Hail Mary, thrown together when they realized the album needed one more track to fill the vinyl side. Imagine the band huddled in the studio, half delirious from Red Bull precursors, deciding to slap this oddball tune at the end. Jeff's brother Mike on bass, Steve Lukather shredding guitar. They layer in those marimbas for that pseudo-African vibe, hire session singers for the harmonies, and voila, a Frankenstein hit is born. But drama. Oh, plenty. Rumors swirl of band infighting. Lukather later joked they nearly came to blows over solos.
And get this, the iconic drum loop?
Jeff sampled it from a Linn drum machine, blending tech with tradition in a way that'd make purists spit out their chai. Launch day hits, and the album drops amid whispers of make or break. Spoiler, it breaks records, snagging 6 Grammys, but Africa starts slow, like a lioness stalking prey before the pounce.
Ah, the Ascent, where Africa morphs from album filler to global juggernaut.
Released as a single in '82, it claws its way up the charts, hitting #1 in the US by early '83, dethroning pop royalty and proving soft rock could roar. Europe eats it up. It's everywhere from radios to roller rinks, that chorus burrowing into brains like a catchy parasite.
But the video?
Pure 80s cheese. Directed by Steve Barron, the guy behind Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, it's set in a library, because nothing says African adventure like dusty bookshelves. Band members flip through tomes on tribal artifacts, with a mysterious woman symbolizing the continent's allure, all while a globe spins ominously. Subtle, hardly. It aired on MTV non-stop, turning Toto into visual icons, even if the plot's thinner than a supermodel's waistline. Sales skyrocket. Toto 4 moves over 12 million copies. But Africa becomes the breakout, inspiring covers from choirs to metal bands. And the royalties? Let's just say Peitsch could bless his own reigns with the cash flow. Yet, here's the absurd twist. What if the song's real power is its vagueness? Fans debate meanings endlessly. Is it love, loss, or just a dude hallucinating after bad sushi? One wild theory posits it's about a werewolf seeking a cure in ancient lore, with wild dogs cry out in the night as a furry confession. Laughable. Sure, but it beats admitting it's glorified armchair tourism. Now the enduring impact. This is where Africa goes from hit to cultural hydra, sprouting heads in every direction. Fast forward decades and it's meme central. Remember 2018? A 14-year-old fan tweets Weezer to cover it as a joke, and boom, viral campaign ensues. Weezer obliges, dropping a version that's faithful yet fresh, spiking Toto's streams by millions. Suddenly, Africa is the internet's darling, remixed into empty malls echoing like ghostly anthems, or synced to war footage for ironic twists. It's in Stranger Things, Family Guy, even South Park, a sonic chameleon adapting to any absurdity.
But quirky aftermath.
Buckle, no, wait, scratch that. Brace for the weirdness. In Namibia's Namib Desert, artist Max Siedentopf installs a solar-powered setup blasting Africa on eternal loop, dubbing it a tribute to the most popular song of the last 4 decades. Winds and sand bury it eventually, turning it into a buried treasure for future archaeologists to puzzle over. What ancient ritual involved blessing rains in perpetual playback? Tributes pile up. Pitbull samples it, choirs harmonize it in cathedrals, and it's even piped into space via playlists for astronauts. Ripple effects? It's accused of cultural appropriation, with lyrics painting Africa as a monolithic mystery, ignoring real complexities. Yet it unites folks, bar mitzvahs, weddings, even protests blasting it for ironic unity. And the band? They embrace the chaos. Lukather quips it's paid for his kids' college. What if Toto had ditched it? We'd be short one universal sing-along, and the world a tad less ridiculous. As we wrap this safari through Toto's tangled tune, remember, Africa isn't just a song, it's a mirror to our collective goofiness, a reminder that sometimes the cheesiest hooks hide the deepest grooves. If this romp through rock's wackier corners tickled your funny bone or sparked a trivia binge, smash that like button harder than a drum solo, subscribe to the Rock Lore Vault for more unearthed gems, and drop a comment. What's your wildest Africa theory? Until next time, keep blessing those rains. Metaphorically, of course, unless you're a meteorologist with a god complex.